Yo, what's going on, fellas? This your boy the Bus, and we're here with another episode of Keep It Real. Hey man, we here to bring you guys some great information about these teams coming up. But before we get started, let's go ahead and introduce this team here, and that's my man Tight Work. What's going on, man?
What's good, fellas? What's good? Another episode to Keep It Real. Can't wait.
And next up, we got the homie Sweets 99, man. What's up?
Hey, what's good? What's good? I need to find out who called me Mari, bro. I don't understand it.
What's up, man?
So, let's just keep it moving, man. I'm gonna let Tight Work tell us what this episode is strictly about.
All right. I did the homework on this. I did the footwork. Everybody want to know who the best GM in the league is, and so I took to take my bias out of it and what I look for in a roster and how many people roster build. Some people like to build through the draft and just progress young guys. Some like old guys and just like keep winning with that. So we averaged out the top 10 players from every team to come up with a baseline to have an average on what the overall is for the top 10 players for every team. Now, with those top 10, if you got a quarterback that's under 30, you get a plus 10 to the overall. You know what I'm saying? Because that means that you got a quarterback ready for high stakes. And you're going to do your thing. Now, if your quarterback's under that age, you might lose them right before high stakes. So you take a hit of -5. So right now, we got to average a baseline with no opinions affected, just numbers, strictly numbers. The only way to keep it real is to come up with who we think was the best GM so far this cycle and who got the best team. Who's looking the best moving forward?
Heading high
stakes.
Right.
And with that number, like out of that 10, I counted how many guys that you had drafted on the roster. So, like, if you got some guys that's generated that's not day one roster guys, I counted those, so we know who those are. So we can always add those into the equation.
Gotcha. So,
Okay.
y'all heard it from Tight. He gave y'all the quick rundown of how we came up with these ratings and how we rated these top 5 teams going into high stakes. So right now, we're going to take y'all down a ride on GM Street, and we're going to see who came in with the 5th ranked best rating for the high stakes. So let's go ahead and tune in, man, and we're going to give it to you right now. And that's those Kansas City Chiefs. Hey, the Chiefs came in with a 90.6 team overall rating based on the variables that Mr. Tightwork gave. And if you notice, there are 2 other figures here that we need to look at. Now, they may give their own opinion or on what they think, but overall, I think the Chiefs are probably like 75% ready for high stakes. And the 3 is the drafted players that was in that top 10. Am I right? Right?
Yeah, they got 2.
They got 2?
We added one more, but they got 2 of them.
Okay. And on this list, you say that their top 3 players are, of course, Deuces Up, Tyreek Hill, Mr. Brick. Well, I don't know. The verdict is still out on him, so I'm not going to put that on him yet. And we got number 2, Chris Jones at 96 overall. And my man, Patrick Mahomes, coming in as the 3rd best player on the team. Now, I'm going to let you guys give your insight on this rank, on this Kansas City Chiefs team coming in at number 5.
All right. I kind of see where you're going there with this. Man, well, he definitely has built this team on top of the stars he already had. I mean, you take a look at it. Number 1 wide receiver in the game, Tyreek Hill, fast wide receiver in the game. Of course, that's what you build off of. And he came in with him young. So I don't think he's too old to make it the high stakes. I think he probably won't regress too bad. I guess the worst he might go down to is what, 95, 96 overall speed. Patrick Mahomes came in very young, and I believe Chris Jones is big DT is pretty young too. So he's got the team to make it to high stakes. I think a 75% high stake level is a good grade. I mean, because if you probably did the whole league and just the whole roundabout league, most people probably ain't at 70%. So I definitely agree with the stat that you guys got up here. Top 10 drafted 3. Okay, I see. All right, so yeah, I like this. What you got
now? Now, my biased opinion. Hey, now he started off slow. You know, he had a couple draft picks, but he traded them off. You know, KP like the wheel and deal during draft time. But as far as high stakes go, he got all this speed together. Well, the question is, these guys still going to be that fast when it's time to show up? You know what I'm saying? I like where he's at. He got a +10 to his grade because of Patrick Mahomes. Now, if you take away that Patrick Mahomes benefit, he might not be in the top 5 right now.
Yeah, that's big. Mahomes is probably the best young quarterback in the game, so it definitely adds a boost.
Yeah, Mahomes is nice, man. He's gonna be there for high stakes, so that's one position he don't really have to worry about. I think we all can agree on that one.
Oh yeah, this Chiefs team is set. You know what I'm saying? They've been winning the last 2 years, so it's showing off his GM skill. He was patient and trusted the process, as they will say, and now he's where he's at. So, but we got 2 more seasons to go, so let's see what's happening with these Chiefs.
Yeah, but you know, KP has always been a person who likes to wheel and deal, and I notice he always gets his team to really fit his playing style, and you know, he likes a lot of speed, which is why he has Tariq, and he has this next guy that we're about to introduce to you guys that he drafted, and that's Roman Searcy. Roman Searcy is actually the best overall player that he's drafted on his team. So, hey, if you're looking at this image right here, man, 4 of his best attributes that we think that stand out is, of course, you see he has 96 speed, 95 catch, and he has a 95 mid route running and a 93 catching traffic. What do you guys feel about this wide receiver here wearing number 22?
Man, that's an excellent draft pick that he's built up. I would say that most important stat on there, the most important attribute is that age. 25? Oh man. So he's gonna be nice and ready. He might even be a 95, 99 if he spams him a little bit. He might be nice, man. Come high stakes.
You know, I'm all about him because he gave a receiver number 22, taking it back to the old days. You know what I'm saying?
Right. The old days.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, for a while they confused everybody because everybody thought he was lining up in one of those sets when he had the running back out there.
Yeah, it confused me. I was like, man, somebody snitch on this man having this running back and receiver.
Hey, but the gig is up. We know about him. You know what I'm saying? He made another nice run last year with him because he had him and Tyreek. I think they got the fastest receiving core in the game. Right now, they got the fastest receiving core in the game. But hey, how many bowls that's gonna add up to is, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna find out. But they are fast now. I think KP is the Al Davis of the league, man.
Oh yeah, you know he always trying to build a track team, man, and he definitely has one. Definitely has some speed out there.
Hey, what type of stats does this guy have right now, man? Are y'all able to see that or?
Oh, man, you know I got on my statistician. You know I can't even talk right now. I got on that hat. What you need to know, man? What you need to know?
Hey, I just wanted to just run off some of his stats, man, real quick, and let's see how Sissy compares to some of the other top guys in here, man. We got a lot of sound coming in right there, but
all right, now he got on the season so far. He got 12 receptions, 286 yards, averaging 23.8 yards a catch. and 3 touchdowns. That's what he's doing on the season so far.
Okay.
But as far as his career go, well, it's a little up and down. In a second, I was just there. He had one season that he was over 1,000 yards.
Okay, one season.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Where's that? Yeah, he had in 2023 he had 49 catches, 1,100 yards, and 6 touchdowns.
Okay. So before we move on, man, we got another homie that just joined us on the show, and that's my man Tazarelli, man. What's up, Taz?
What's going on, fellas?
Yo, Taz is in the building, man. Hey, so as you can see right now, we're talking about one of the speedsters on the Chiefs team right now, and that's Roman Searcy. Tight Work just ran down some stats about this guy, but he's probably, well, not probably, he's the best player that the Chiefs have drafted since this cycle has began. And I pointed out that he wears number 22, and I'm gonna tell you what the secret is for that number. I asked KP, why is this guy wearing 22? And it's basically a deception number. He wants guys to think that Searcy is a running back, so you can line a linebacker on him, but technically he's a receiver. Of course, with 96 speed, no linebacker is gonna stay with him.
They bet not.
Right. So, hey, that's enough about Roman Searcy, man. You know, out of Kentucky, he was a first-round draft pick, came in at pick number 18. So let's move on to this 4th-ranked team, and that's the Green Bay Packers. So, Tight Work.
Now the Packers came in with a average grade of their top 10 players at 91.2. Right now, for high stakes, they had a 90%. That's because they benefited from drafting in the top 15 for like 4 years straight. So they got a lot of young guys on there. They building up, but they only got 3 players that finished in the top 10 guys that we average that he's drafted. That's on his squad, and he got a big boost from you know the guy who you always talk about, Colbert.
Oh, Mr. IR Colbert. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
because he lives on IR.
So he helped them out, man. But they come in at 4th, and they didn't get a benefit like the Chiefs did of having a quarterback
right
in the top 10 players. So this number where they are is where they are.
Okay, so and we see that coming in at 91.2, and just basically looking overall his team, I think Kirk and these Packers are like 90% ready for high stakes. That's just my opinion now. I looked at the roster and they don't have many areas where they have a lot of veterans. They have a lot of players that's going to be there for high stakes. So I think Kirk might be ready for high stakes for when it comes. Sweets, what's up, man? You want to get some input on these Packers coming in at number 4?
Oh man, I definitely agree. His team was young, man. He's been drafting at least top 15 lately. I think he finally made a playoff push, so you know that made him draft a little late recently. But I mean, if you look at it, it's just draft picks coming into their own, man. He's got this middle linebacker, Lewis Kennedy. He's only 24 years old. Right. He's a beast. He's got guys on the O-line. He's got young quarterbacks. He's got every position aside from like maybe a receiver or something. Right. He's got some old guys sprinkled in, but his key core guys that look like are young, and they definitely, he's ready for high stakes. Now, does this translate into winning? Does this translate into being, one of the top 8, being one of the top teams, left? I mean, it should. When you got a good team, when you got a good roster, it should. So he just got to keep going at it. Lately, he's had success lately, I think. I'm not sure what his record is right now, but I mean, there's no reason he shouldn't be up there, man. He's got his team is built for high stakes right now.
So Taz, I got to ask you, man. Me and you face this guy 2 times a season. Do you think these Packers are benefiting at this point, and when high stakes comes, from always picking early in the first round? or do you think it's just starting to, gel for Kirk and those Packers?
I think the team is definitely benefiting from those early drafts. Just like Sweet said, he has a young core on this team, and they're all starting to hit that peak right now. They're all either towards the tail end of their rookie contract or beginning their second year contract, and they're just hitting their stride. So he's ready, most definitely, but the question will be, mentally, can he stay in it and handle the pressure of high stakes?
Right.
Because high stakes is a whole different animal. You got a whole bunch of snitching going on for every little thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, especially this high stakes with the rule changes, team specific playbook, only one adjustment. That's really going to be key, because I don't think a lot of guys have started practicing playing that way.
Right.
So, it's going to be real interesting to see how dudes do.
Yeah. It's gonna be real interesting to see how guys adjust and see how they fall during these high stakes. So, as we mentioned earlier, man, we all know who the top drafted player is for the Packers, and that's Colbert, man. He's a 99 overall, and as you guys saw earlier in the group meet, he's part of the 99 club. He has 91 speed, 99 truck, 98 carry, and 99 break tackle. He was drafted in the first round with pick 5. This is a guy that Kirk and those Packers really love. He's always talking about him. He's always on our IR, as we mentioned. So there's really nothing that we can't say bad about him, as far as like he's just very injury prone. So, hey, anybody want to chime in and give 2 cents about Colbert? Please go right ahead.
Hey, like you said, there's nothing really you can say bad about it except the injuries. But the injuries come from his style of play.
Right.
He's a downhill runner that want to abuse the little DBs. Sometimes he think he can do it against the D linemen and linebackers. And his body started to wear down in college. He was averaging almost 400 yards, 400 attempts a season.
Right.
So his body was already wore down a little bit. Then Green Bay get him, and they doing the same thing. Man, it'd be good if he can make it to 28 in this league.
Yeah, yeah. And we all know high stakes is coming up. But the question will be about Colbert is, will he be able to finish the season and help these Packers possibly win a division, or even make it to the playoffs? I think every time he goes down, I think the whole morale of the team just goes straight out the door. You know what I'm saying? So this is going to be something that we really going to have to pay attention to for Karan Colbert, man, and those Green Bay Packers. So they're a good team. I think he's a really good GM. He knows how to manage his team, but on the field, I think at times you got to give Colbert some rest, man, and not allow him to get injured. And I think, if y'all may remember, I don't know who was it against you, Taz, where it was like one play and he was trying to run one more play, and then Colbert got injured for like the rest of the season. Was that against you, or was that somebody else?
Yes, sir.
See,
so far the past 2-3 seasons, Colbert has gotten injured in one of our 2 games, and I'm not mad about that. I hope in high stakes we play like within the first 4 games and we can put him out and continue that trend.
Right.
Well, so what you're saying is it's basically bounty gate whenever you play.
It's straight bounty gate.
Straight bounty gate.
I know your hit stick button be towed up by the game.
Hey, I don't know. I got to go to the softer side. We got to get the commission on this, man. Hey, we got bounties out in the league. We know that's been banned. Hey, we need a penalty, man.
It comes with the territory, man. territory. We gotta keep it real, man.
Yeah.
We need a new show, man. Another show called the Snitch Report.
Johnny, he jumped in and snitched on himself.
You want to try to run it up? You want to try to get stats? Okay.
Hey, we hit sticking every time we face COVID, man. I'm telling you.
For sure. You gotta even when he going out of bounds, you just gotta extra hit stick.
You gotta hit it. Hey, and then this is when the real GM of Kirk come out. When he get hurt or he losing, first thing he do is he go run into your kicker, man. I said, oh yeah, he's mad. He's mad. But hey, let's keep it moving, man. We're gonna move right along to the third ranked team, and that's the Los Angeles Rams. Now, I'm gonna let my man Sweeks take over this one, man. As you see, they come in with a 91.6. Now, I'm gonna give my 2 cents real quick, then I'm gonna turn it over. I looked at this team up and down, and even though he's coming in at third as far as like one of the top GMs, I think the Rams has a team that's most ready for high stakes over everybody. I gave him a 95% high stakes level. I think this team is ready. Sweet. What you got, my man?
All right, man. So the conspiracy out that I hear is he's just been tanking this whole time, and on high stakes, it's gonna turn up another level. I mean, hey, I hear that, but it's hard for me to believe it, man. I think the reason he's ready for high stakes because he's moving all them guys out. All of them original Rams is gone.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's almost like he's been forced to. I don't know what it is about this team, but he has had injury after injury after injury after injury. Gurley, he had Gurley for a while. He ended up injured. Goff was injured all the time. I mean, all of the big names except for Aaron Donald have been pretty much injured. Now, with him being, not making the playoffs and finishing kind of 8-8s and the 7-9s and all that stuff, he hasn't been drafting all the time in the top 10. But what he has done is put together some young talent, and he's trying to build that up and trying to play with what he has. That's all good and great and everything, but I need to see it transition into some wins before I can just crown him. Hey, this guy's gonna be my favorite for high stakes. I know his ability because I play him all the time. I know he can beat me at any time.
Right.
But the talent ain't there as far as a full team as a collective. Especially on the offensive end by throwing the ball. You know, he hasn't had. I mean, he didn't get good production out of Goff. His rookie, he's got Womack, is okay, but I think he's he might be a lefty. I'm not sure, but he throws a lot of picks right now. So, you know, that's my 2 cents is, hey, I need to see it before I crown him.
Gotcha. Tight work, man. What's going on with these rounds coming in third? I like the team, but I can't speak for you, so. How do you feel about these Rams coming in at third?
Now, my unbiased opinion is that they had a 91.6 as far as the average overall for their top 10 players. And he has, out of those 10 guys, 6 of them are drafted players or players that generated by the game. Now, my biased opinion, I think this roster is probably one of the best rosters. This is probably one of the best rosters in the league. You know what I'm saying? Because they're young, but his method to producing his roster is through the draft, and then he just gonna develop the players that he got. It hasn't worked out this cycle as far as wins go, because I guess the game don't agree with him. You know, some years the game fits people's play style better than others, and this year the game doesn't fit his play style. And plus, he got to play Myron 99 2 times a year. That's always sucked.
Myron.
Wait a minute. So y'all got that nickname off that terrible ass BET movie? Boy, I was wondering where that stupid nickname came. Myron.
Hey, Chad. What's the homie that said that on the report, injury report? What was his name? Who said that? Was it the Bill?
No, I think wasn't it Addy?
Was it
I think
Addy?
it was Addy. Yeah.
Oh,
Addy.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't wonder he didn't want to get on the show. He didn't want to be with Byron.
Boy, we gonna put out a PSA.
if you can't say Sweets because you're not sure of yourself, don't just be making a nickname. Your name is not Myron. Who the
If it
hell
wasn't
Myron
Madden,
is?
it most definitely was the big homie.
Yeah.
Well, big homie drunk.
Yeah.
Chill out with them fake nicknames. My name ain't no Myron. Myron.
Hey, all right. I learned a new vocabulary word. Hey, we've digressed. Let's get back on topic. Hey, but this Rams team, I like this Rams team. I like their potential for high stakes. Whether or not he can fine tune his game so he can compete, he will have the roster to compete. But everything is on him and his play calling, stick skills, however you want to define it. You know what I'm saying? But let's not digress no more. Move on. What you think, Mr. Fazzarelli?
So I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist, and I might lean a little bit towards what Sweet said earlier, because you look at his roster, and this is a hell of a team.
Yes, it is.
But it hasn't translated into wins. But we all know that Vitamin, is a top tier player, and it makes you wonder if he's just been sitting back this cycle, putting together a hell of a squad to just make that run for high stakes. Like I said, it's a conspiracy, but hey, you just never know. Because how did Quantavious Sullivan become a 99 overall wide receiver? I ain't heard nobody in the chat ever talk about this dude.
Me either, man.
Hey,
but all of a sudden he's 99.
Yeah.
Hey, now that's your fault that you haven't heard about it, because I seen him a while ago as he been developing this whole cycle. Hey, the man, he had a couple other stuff that he let move on, but yeah, he know how to develop.
You know why?
He just can't play the game.
Ain't heard of him.
He can develop players.
99 speed. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That
If he's
right.
99 speed,
Right.
and the whole league will know about him.
And he just went up to a 99. So he's doing something with him.
See, we know Bass and Myers' name. And they ain't winning shit. But we don't know nothing about Quantavious.
Right.
And Vitamin hasn't been taking them vitamins so he can talk in the chat and pat himself on the back for some of the players that he have too. You know what I'm saying? He need to go add some vitamin D so he can speak a little bit more.
Now I will say this: if Vitamin comes high stakes and he finishes in the top 8, hey, I'm rolling out. I'm finding all the tank GIFs I can find, and I'm posting it every single day because that's clearly a tank job right there.
Well, that's the ultimate tank right there.
Yeah, because he committed to that shit. For like 6 seasons, he committed to. I'm doing this for high stakes. Fuck the wins now.
Right.
I just want to win when it matters.
That's that Thanos tank before Endgame.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the trophy that really matters.
Right there.
Hey, y'all saying this man rebuild? We ain't gonna say tank. I ain't gonna call him a tanker or a tank.
Hey man,
no. A tank.
No,
I ain't doing that.
Keep it real. It's a tank job.
He committed to this rebuild on top of season. I'm not with that. I think Vitamin trying to win. He just ain't winning. That division is kind of tough. Like I said, when you got to play Sweets 2 times a year and running ass.
Running ass all top 6, man. Don't put me in there. I ain't even top 6 out here, man.
No.
That's a lie.
We just trying to squeeze
by.
Man, everybody know how Sweet's 99 play, and everybody know how Vitamin play, man. Vitamin normally is at least an 18 winning team, man. I mean,
now, to his defense, he's been fighting injuries, and he had to start off the season with interception-prone golf. So it's been tough on him.
Okay, well,
he did.
Well, we
he did have a
then.
team with one of the worst, longevity type teams where you had to manage all that short cap. So he didn't have a team. He had a team that was built out the box for
immediate
long haul.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. He didn't have one of those teams. He had the team built for immediate success. So it might have just been a tough build this year, man.
Well, we gonna see. We got one more season. Then we got a hot season. We gonna see what these Rams and King Vitamin pull out their hat because I'm waiting for this magic trick. That's what I'm waiting
All
for.
right.
So, hey, we're going to keep it moving, and we're going to move on to the second-ranked team, and that's those Philadelphia Eagles up in this joint. What you got to say about this? What you got to say about this team, Taz? What's up, man?
Oh, Matty Ice. Matty Ice been wheeling, dealing, stealing all cycle long, trying to get ready for high stakes. He's on the verge, I think. I think his problem right now is I think he loses focus like towards the end of the season and maybe the beginning of the playoffs. Something happens and he just loses focus in a game, a playoff game. Maybe it's just the pressure. You never know, but his team that he's built, he should have been in a bowl, and he just keep coming up short.
Well, remember he was in that first bowl. His first bowl against Bruce, where he got that donut.
Oh yes, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, we didn't want to forget them donuts. So go ahead.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. So I mean, he's built the squad.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna do well. It's just, can he hold that focus and run it all the way through?
Right. So as you guys see, he came in at second. Team overall is 91.7, and I think his team is pretty much, I think it's 82% ready for high stakes. That's the high stakes level we gave him. And as you see, the top 3 players on his team, Joey Russell, I remember he drafted him with the first overall pick out of Clemson. And he just traded for Myles Garrett, so that boosts his team up as well. And you remember he traded for Henry Sweet from the Saints. So as Taz mentioned, man, Matt Ice is always willing and dealing, man. So I expect this team to be, or at least have a few studs on this team. Sweet's tight. What do you guys think about these Eagles coming in at number 2?
Well,
I think they would have. Oh, go ahead.
Hey, he benefited from having Josh Rosen in his top 10. Josh Rosen right now is 27 years old, 92 overall.
Okay.
So that did help out his average. And and the first draft when he had the pick number 1 and pick number 2.
Yeah.
And he developed those guys nicely. They're coming along. So he liked to trade, and he caught a couple lollipops out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they are what they are, but out of all that being said, he only got 4 players in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
And that's counting the 2 that he drafted in the first draft at 1 and 2.
Right.
So the rest of his team is pretty much made up of cast-offs from other teams that he traded for. He got a few guys that's under the 10 that was drafted that's trying to come up, but he'll trade them off and bring in somebody new.
Yeah. So it's like a revolving door around there in Philly, man. But he always keeps at least 1 or 2 studs, and the stud that just stands out to me and everybody else is probably Joey Russell, man. Comes in at a 97 overall, 90 speed, 90 tackle, 96 zone, and 94 hit power. Like, out of all these attributes, man, what stands out to me is the hit power. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Or did I get that right? Yeah, 94 hit power.
Yeah,
94
he's
hit
a
power.
bad man.
So that was actually the highest hit power we've seen until the guy out of Oklahoma got drafted, Hako Chinasa. Remember, he came in with 95 hit power as a rookie. So
Right.
that's a sick attribute, man. But I think any one of us would love to have Joey Russell, in our secondary, man, roaming the backside of the field, man, because I don't really see nothing getting by him, man. So, hey, we gonna keep it moving, man, to the number 1 team, and many probably projected, and that's the New Orleans Saints. So, Sweets, what's up, man? What you got to say about these Saints right here?
Oh man, I ain't got nothing to say about King Addy, man. He the man, bro. I've gotten lucky a couple times against him. I think I've played him more than anybody else in the damn playoffs. It seems like every year I got to go up against him.
but Addy got a squad. I don't know how much it's built for high stakes because you know when you in the playoffs all the time, man, you usually picking in the 20s. And
right.
I can tell you from experience, the draft ain't as fun for me, and I'm sure it ain't as fun for him either. Well, when he make them outstanding trades, I'm sure, but it's not as fun, man, because when you pick in the 20s, all the good stuff is gone for the most part, and all the heavy, the heavy big time prospects is gone. So I don't know how much he has built for high stakes. I know he's got probably a couple 99s. I mean, hell, he got 2 or 3 championships, so I'm sure they got a bunch of boosts as far as the XP goes and everything. But Kamara, Lattimore, the Saints that had been there for a long time, are they going to make it to high stakes? And if they are going to make it to high stakes, will they make it healthy? Because we know Kamara gets hurt. I'm not sure about Lattimore. And, you know, a couple other key players, I know he gets hurt. I know he needs a receiver. He needs that big-time receiver. He needs that big-time receiver to stay healthy.
Yeah.
So, you know, just like anybody else, when you go in the playoffs, you want to be healthy and play with your good guys. And he hasn't had the chance to do that too much. But I do know, man, the guys he has drafted have been beasts.
Yeah.
And he's made them really, really crazy good. But are they going to make it? Are they going to be in their 30s by the time high stakes come around? Are they going to be 29? You know how regression is kind of crazy now. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
Taz, what's up, man? What you think about this New Orleans Saints coming in at first as far as like, you know, one of the best GMs in the DML?
The New Orleans Super Saints?
Yeah, the Super Saints with King Addy.
King Addy? Yeah, Addy, man, he's been grinding. You know, he got the banners this cycle. Congratulations to him. Happy for him. You know, just piggybacking off of Sweets, you know, just looking over his roster, you know, the question will be over the next 2 off seasons, who can he afford to re-sign? Who's going to be in free agency? You know, because he's built up some monsters. But, you know, along with those high dev traits and high overalls and stuff comes that big money that they asked for. And so it's going to be interesting the next couple off seasons to see who's around and who drifts off, who he lets go into free agency.
Right. It's tight work.
I got to give credit where credit due. He, you're never right on how you want to develop your roster.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can take the one that came and just keep the train moving, kind of that's what he did, because the stars, the young talent that he had when we first kicked off, he still got a lot of them, and he moved forward. He needed to find a quarterback, and he got Mariota. He got a +10 for that because Mariota's just hit 30, so he's gonna be there for high stakes. Then he made the trade with Bruce the first draft to get the number 5 pick, and he got the best player on his team. You know what I mean? And but some guys in the league know how to develop a roster and progress players, and other ones just live off of whatever guys drop or let hit free agency or try to trade for a guy that's developed and then overpay for him. Addy's, you know what I'm saying? He did a good job of drafting late and drafting early, because he did sneak in there and get a couple early picks, top 15. And he developed the players that he got.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you add that with that, he can play. So, you know what I'm saying? I think he ends number 1 on this list for having one of the best rosters, but he started off good. But he is one of the top 3 GMs in his league because he can develop a roster and get it the way that he like it.
Right.
So I got to give credit where credit's due, man. He did his thing with New Orleans.
Yeah. And as you see in his secondary, man, I think it was the last draft, he slipped in and got 2 safeties, man. Reggie Sampson, who right now is 23, 89 overall, and then he picked up JT Bell. Those 2 guys will be there for high stakes, along with this stud who we all know who he is, Will Clemens. Will Clemens is who he is.
Yeah.
A stud. First round, pick 5, 99 overall. Once again, we got another member of the 99 club. And dude is all over the field, man. 88 speed, 99 zone, 96 tackle, 90 awareness. I mean, you don't really get no better than this, man, when it comes to, creative players that the game produces and gives you an opportunity to really upgrade that player how you want. So, if any of you guys want to talk about Mr. Will Clemens, man, proceed.
Let's not forget that he got that big old C on his chest, so that means he's a captain.
Yeah, captain,
boss.
Captain Clemens.
Hey, I'm your captain now. Look at me.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, me and C Rob talk, man, and we've been talking lately about guys who know how to develop their roster and know how to take advantage of the system. A lot of guys that I'm starting to learn don't know how to take advantage of the system, and that's why their rosters are what they are, and that's why they're going to be picking outside the top 10 come high stakes to go along with their lack of knowledge as far as playing the game and football, because I've been saying lately, I can't wait for the new playbook thing to get into effect, because I'm getting tired of playing the same dude every week, just in a different uniform.
Right.
I hope the rule committee say, hey, should try to find something where every playbook ain't the same, because I got an idea that we're going to see the same playbook over and over again, like we see the same schemes. But please, man, I'm getting tired of seeing the same people.
Yeah, but I mean, I would imagine though, if you shrink down the playbook and make everybody play the playbook, wouldn't it make it where everybody's running 6 plays, the 6 plays that work for them?
Man, they do that now. You watch Matty Ice game?
That's true. But I mean, yeah, I heard what you're saying. I wonder how it's gonna be though, because will them 6 plays get you through, and you're gonna be a better team for it? I mean, what is what's the benefit? I don't know.
Well, once they start to realize that the playbooks are balanced and they're crafted to a unique style, like the pass routes in some playbooks are repetitive, but it's the same concept to where you can get good at that concept. The run plays, you don't have the stretches and the tosses and the dives, ISOs in every playbook. You're either going to be a power running team or a finesse running team, and you got to decide on what you want to do. And like when you create a playbook, you can be good at whatever, because you don't take no hits in Madden for not having the players that fit that scheme.
Right.
You know what I mean? Hey, but before we get out of here, let me say something. Hey, some honorable mentions on the list that didn't get in.
Okay.
The Seahawks came in at number 6 with a 90.5 rating, and they got 5 drafted players. Then we have Baltimore with a 90.4 with 6 drafted players. Then the Niners came in with 90.3. Well, we know Sweet's 99. We call him 99 because he's like old dudes with 1 drafted player.
Yeah. Hey, 1 drafted player in the top 10.
Hey,
man,
I don't get to pick hot like y'all, man.
Hey, hold on.
I ain't got to pick. Hold on, let me tell you something. I ain't got to pick in the top 20. No, but maybe 1 time. And even
stop trading now.
That. I mean, what I'm supposed to do? Start losing? I need to change.
No, but you had 2 first-round picks and you traded them.
Man, I had the 32nd. I mean, 31st pick.
Yeah, it's still a first round.
Hey, the best
first round pick is a first round pick.
In the 3rd round.
Man, I had what, number 17, and end up getting a guy I'm building. I mean, that is, but it's not as easy,
my
man.
team is in the 3rd round.
You see, look, go back on this list and see these players that's got these 99s and 95s and all that. They wasn't picked at number 20, and number 22, and number 25.
Hey, like I said,
number 2, number 3.
The Dolphins is right behind you, Sweets, with a 90.1 rating, but we got 6 drafted players. And the best player on my team, I drafted in the 3rd round. I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that.
Man, the best player on your team, you didn't draft in the 3rd round. Get out
Yes,
of here.
I did. Sharp
The
was
best
drafted in
player
the
on
3rd
your
round, bro.
team is
Look at
your
it.
quarterback, who you won the Super Bowl promptly with a
Man,
rookie.
that man,
That's
that
the
man.
best player on your team.
Hey, he didn't even make the top 10 on my team.
Man, but we all know he the best player on the squad.
Hey,
Without
hey.
him, he's big.
Fitzpatrick overall is the best with 98 overall.
Man, we talking about draft player, man.
Sharp is a 96 overall. And
Man,
he was drafted in the 3rd round.
You can trade out Sharp easily. You know how you flip DTs like they hoes?
Man, but he's a DN, so I can't flip that mode. You know what I'm saying?
All right, fellas.
Hey, hold on. And then KP came in with an 89.7 rating. 89.7 rating. He got 5 drafted players. And since we got Taz out here, he's at an 84.7 with 6. So
the Lions is pretty much getting like high stakes ready as well, man.
God damn, Taz.
Yeah.
6? God.
Yeah. So, that was a go ahead, Ty.
Hey, and this list will be on Daddy Leagues either tonight or tomorrow, so everybody can take a look at it.
All right. So make sure y'all look at the article Tight Work puts up based on the GM Street. He's gonna have a list of the teams that we went over and the honorable mention teams that he listed later on in the show. So, a quick rundown, man. Hey, Taz, this was a show about going down GM Street, and based on the teams that we focused on today, just give your outlook and just sum the show up, man, with some information for the guys listening.
Well, I hope everybody starts preparing for the new playbook rule, the adjustment rule that goes along with it. All the guys that are on the top 5 of that list, I don't need y'all practicing that. Just keep on doing what y'all doing. But yeah, good luck to everybody, and let's get this cycle done. I'm ready.
All right, fellas. So that was a quick rundown of the top 5 GMs in the league, man. As we always state before we go, make sure you tune in to the DMN Network. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We have all content. We have some great shows, man. The Hurt Locker, Keep It Real, Move the Sticks. All those great shows, man. So tune in. Thank y'all for watching. On that note, we out.